Yeah, even when they're pulling that guy, like he.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that part was just
the
intense.
Tentacle scene. Yeah. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today is October 23rd. It's our 23rd day of our 31 days of Halloween here on the channel, and we are so thrilled to be here today because today, or at least I am thrilled to be here. I'm curious to see what Anthony thinks. But today we're talking about a movie called The Mist. It's an awesome freaking movie. It came out when I was in high school, and I loved the crap out of this movie. So I'm happy to have come and rewatched it, and it held up for me just as well. But I'm curious to see what Anthony thought about this movie. But before we get to his take, this movie is a Stephen King novel. It's one of the first Stephen King novels that I actually read. So that was another reason why I actually liked it a whole lot more. And this movie was directed by Frank Darabont, who, if you know who that is, he directed and wrote Shawshank Redemption and The Green Mile, which are arguably, at least Shawshank anyway, one of the best top 10 movies of all freaking time ever made. Like, it's super incredible movie. So when I saw him, that he was directing this movie, I was like, I have to see it. And I'm such a big fan of creature features and shit like that. So I was like, oh, this is just like everything that I want. Exactly. And then Thomas Jane, I love Thomas Jane. So he was the first live action second live action Punisher, if you're being technical. But he was awesome in that movie, and I really liked that movie. So during this time period, he was kind of all the talk, and the fact that he was in this movie was really freaking cool. And what did you think of this movie? Let's shoot it over to Anthony.
This movie is excellent. It's like probably one of the best Stephen King adaptations, I think. Like, out of all the movies I've watched of his, like, I don't know, he has a lot of good ones, but this one is just like really good.
Yeah.
What is it? Frank Darabont. I hope I said his name right. It seems like he took most of the cast in this movie and went to The Walking Dead with it.
Yes.
We have Melissa McBride is in this movie. She's like the lady that walks off. We have Laurie Holden is in this movie. She's another cast member of The Walking Dead.
Yep.
Jeffrey DeMunn is another person that's in The Walking Dead.
Yep.
One of the army soldiers, I don't remember the actor's name, but he plays Morales in this movie, and Morales in Walking Dead. In early Walking Dead, because he directed some of the first like episodes of The Walking Dead when it was first released in 2010. So I kind of felt like he saw the talent, and he's like, I want all these people for Walking Dead.
Tons and tons.
When I work with Robert Kirkman on this new thing we're doing, you know what I mean? So this movie was excellent. Like, this movie has great pacing all the way through. I loved all the acting in this movie, and then the setting of this movie, the store, the whole mythos of this mist with these creatures inside of it.
Yes.
That was really done well. I also like the opening credits of when the lightning storm happens, and you have this pan back shot of the family as they're walking towards the window. I thought that was like inviting from the very beginning. I'm like, okay, this movie is going to be good. It's like 2 hours.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm just looking at him. It's going to be a slow burn, but you know what? I'm down for this slow burn. It starts off that happens. There's also a thing portrait, because this Thomas Jane's character, he is what is he? He works for Hollywood. He paints movie posters.
Yes.
He works for Hollywood. He goes down to a store, and he takes his neighbor with him. I don't know his neighbor.
Andre Braugher, who he passed away recently. Like, amazing actor. So like, R.I.P. Like, I loved him in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. But yeah, he takes his neighbor down to the store.
He takes him down to the store, and then they kind of have, because apparently they have some history of not liking each other, and you find out why. But I guess it goes off on the good foot. You know, they get to the store. It's just like a normal, as usual, like, you know, you would go to a store and do your thing, everyday thing. And then we get this this horn and siren, and then you see this mist. Well, the mist is already coming in, but now the mist is actually in town, like it's made its way in town. And you see Jeffrey DeMum, he's running.
Yep.
And he's like,
something's in the mist.
Something's in the mist. Don't come and then he gets inside the store and he says, don't go out. Don't go outside. And really that's when things start happening in this film. Like you have so much paranoia and fear, and you also have a religious zealot that
oh my god
plays a huge role in this movie, and ignites that fear.
Marcia Gay Harden is the actress's name. She plays Miss Carmody.
Yeah Miss Carmody, she's devious in this.
Dude,
she's a zealot,
so
and she plays
bad.
her role really well.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, probably one of the most hated characters I've ever seen. Like, wonderfully done that she's so hated. You know what I mean? Like, we've had a few over the course of movies for me, and she's definitely in the top 5 most hated characters like I've ever experienced in a film. So she plays perfectly, just so devious and so just self-driven to her own righteousness. I hate it.
Yeah, and she gets most of the people like in the store to follow into, like, they have a little spiritual cult in the store. And I like William Sadler's in this movie too, from Die Hard. He plays Colonel Stewart in Die Hard 2 with a vengeance. He's in this movie. He's excellent in this movie. He's awesome. We also have, is it Toby Jones he plays Armin Zola from from
Marvel.
From Marvel, yeah.
Toby Jones,
yeah. And Toby Jones is great in this movie.
Yep. We also get Sam Witwer in this, which is awesome. If you've played like The Force Unleashed, or you know him from Star Wars, he plays the voice of Darth Maul in like the Clone Wars series. He's in this movie. He's the young soldier. He's freaking awesome, dude. This is a star-studded cast. I feel like maybe it was before most of them are as big as they are now, but like, it's just a killer cast.
Yeah, and even I love the VFX in this movie of the creatures. Like, the creatures were pretty crazy. You have the ones that are developing as bugs, and they have the one that sucks the blood out of that, and it's like a mosquito bite, but it's fatal. And I love the whole design of that, and I also like the design and VFX of when they went to the pharmacy, when the military police guy, which we see in the beginning, is part of this conspiracy that's going to unfold here. And he's like full of these little insects.
Yeah.
And you have that shot of like, there's like venom these things shoot out. Like, they shoot out venom, and like if it hits you, it like corrodes your skin. Remember the guy that they tried to do a tourniquet on?
It's very eerie in the sense of the mist really playing on the fear of itself being the unknown. And so all of the creatures that come out of it, all of the things that they can do are so unknown that it's so like terrifying.
Yeah, even when they're pulling that guy, like oh, that part was just
the
intense.
Tentacle scene.
The tentacle scene with the back the storeroom, but I'm talking about the guy that went out the front door. Him with the rope,
and you just see the rope like go, and then you see it start pulling, and it burns the guy's hands, and then you're just like, oh shit, and then it goes to the top of the door, the rope like flies up, and you're just like, what? Like,
and then this movie has so many twists and turns. Then we find out the plot really unfolds in this movie, that we get this scene with the soldier. There's one of the soldiers in there. There's 3 soldiers.
Yeah.
And this soldier, they find out that there was some sort of experiment happening in Maine on top of the hill.
Sam Witwer's character. Yeah.
Yeah. And so they find out, and the thing is, they go back and they tell everybody, and by then the zealot is just in full force, and we have this scene where he's just like collateral damage on this. Like, it's just so he's guilty by association. Like they played him literally guilty by association, and they end up stabbing this guy and throwing him out. And the other two guys hang themselves.
Yep.
And you find out that this mist is a conspiracy the whole time, and that's when the plot really reveals itself. And the cult inside the zealot is just like so just saying, hey, this is just the wrath of God. And then, you know what I mean? And then they try to leave and they won't let them leave.
Nope.
And then Toby Jones just comes out and kills the zealot. Like,
just done with it.
And then they leave, and it's just like it's going into the final act. They get in the car, all of them get into a car, and Toby Jones gets eaten by one of these creatures.
Yeah.
And they start making their way down the road, and they're going back to the house to see if Thomas Jane's character, his wife, and is okay. And he finds out that she's a cocoon.
Yep.
And after that, it seems like all these characters, they just lose hope at the end, and they end up taking their lives because they want to. And the part is that there wasn't enough bullets, so Thomas Jane couldn't take his life.
He had to
and then
kill his son. He had to kill Laurie Holden and Jeffrey Munden.
Yeah.
And
the other lady, I don't know.
The other lady. Yeah.
But the funny part is when he got out of the car, the irony is that
if he would have waited,
they just would have waited. They had the mist was already going down, and they were starting to contain these bugs, and the military came in and saved all the people in the town in Maine. And you see Melissa McBride with her children drive by in the end sequence. And I'm just like,
it's super sad, and it's super, yeah.
And that's where I kind of like, I feel like it is what it is, but I'm just like, why did Thomas Jane and those characters fight so hard to just give up at the end? And that's where I have like a problem with this movie.
It's a hard watch at the end, because that's a rough scene. Because I've played many D&D campaigns, and I have had situations that are very similar. And it's making a decision of putting people out of their misery is an awful choice. So it's so, because like, how do you want these people to die? How do you want them to go out? Do you want them to be eaten, or would you rather it just be quick and painless? Like, it's so, I love this movie because it's so thought provoking. So, and there's so many breakdowns and aspects to this movie that I absolutely love. Like in the beginning, how you were saying it begins with a lightning storm. I've watched this movie many times, and I've dissected this movie a bunch of times, and I've found out that the lightning storm actually isn't a lightning storm, and it is a portal opening up that is unleashing the mist. And like, there's just I don't know if you've read much Stephen King, but all of the mist creatures and the mist itself come from a world that's shared. And this is primarily the world that the series The Dark Tower takes place in. And all of Stephen King's IPs all coexist within this like vast world realm area, like except for like The Shining and stuff like that. But even bits and pieces of that come from this world. But like Pennywise comes from this world. So many of his little creations come from
I remember you talking about this briefly when we covered the episode a while ago.
It's
seasons ago.
Very, very interesting stuff. I highly recommend to anybody to read the Dark Tower series because it's so freaking awesome. And the Mist is just a really cool like aspect of what exists within that world. The Mist is a fantastic film. So I think that for me, this is a 5 out of 5 film. I don't know about you. What would you give this movie?
It's a 4.
Okay.
I really enjoyed this movie. I get the ending, but to me, it's just like
It's rough. This is a rough one.
It's a rough ending because the fastness of these characters fighting for survival and then giving up at the end, like losing faith. Like I kind of like, that's where I like dock a point. Like other than that, it's a fabulous movie. And that's just my personal opinion of how this movie ended.
Everybody battles at the end of this movie and I love it. So, yeah, I love it. So let's get into fun facts. And let's start with a fun fact actually about this movie that involves me. Fun fact is when I was 9 years old in 1999, I think it was 1999, I actually played in a movie with Laurie Holden and Jeffrey DeMunn, called The Majestic. And it was very cool to meet them because I met them and I met Jim Carrey, and that was a very, very cool experience. I was in the movie The Majestic. I think we've talked about it before here on the podcast, but very cool experience for me. Very cool that I seen these actors since go on to be in such amazing projects like this and The Walking Dead, etc. So, cool fun fact.
Yeah, I have to find that picture of Calvin, put it on here when I do the fun fact.
Let's see. Let's get into the fun facts of the movie besides my fun
besides your real fun fact.
Besides my real experience. Stephen King says that he was genuinely frightened by this adaptation of his novel. Frank Darabont described that as the happiest moment of his career.
Nice.
During an action scene in the film, a man runs into a wire rotating bookshelf in a grocery store. If you look carefully, you can clearly see that all the books on the shelf are written by Stephen King.
That's insane.
That's super cool. Frank and Darabont agreed to make the film with Dimension Films only under the condition that no matter what, they wouldn't change the scripted ending. They agreed. This is the third film that Frank Darabont has adapted from Stephen King's work. The other two, which I mentioned, The Shawshank Redemption and The Green Mile. Thomas Jane was a constant and welcome presence in the editing room in an effort to learn the trade as he was heading into his own feature directorial debut, Dark Country, in 2009.
That's cool.
Stephen King got the idea for the source novel when he was in a Maine market. When he noticed the front window was made of plate glass, he wondered what would happen if a giant insect flew into it. Just it's funny how things can just stem from just the tiniest thought. In the pharmacy scene, when David Drayton, is collecting a comic book for his son, Frank Darabont proposed to Thomas Jane that he should grab a copy of The Punisher War Journal, since Jane played The Punisher 3 years earlier. Jane declined because he had a falling out with the producers of The Punisher in 2004 franchise and decided not to return for the sequel. He instead grabs an issue of Hellboy as a shout out to his friend Ron Perlman.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
because I remember Ron Perlman was he's just awesome in Hellboy.
He's awesome.
But I did like Thomas Jane and the Punisher. I really like that.
Dude, that movie's amazing.
I really like it.
I didn't know that there was a falling out.
I didn't know either.
That's interesting.
Fact. Yeah.
Frank Darabont wanted Thomas Jane to play Rick Grimes on The Walking Dead. After they worked together on this film, I love Andrew Lincoln. I think that he's an awesome Rick, so I'm okay. Thomas Jane, I would have loved to see. Though.
I told you this. I told you these guys migrated.
Oh yeah,
to the show.
They did.
Like there was a correlation when I saw them all. It was just and then Frank Darabont, and I'm just like, okay, yeah.
All right. Let's see. Director Frank Darabont originally wanted the film to be shown in black and white. The 2-disc DVD Blu-ray release contains Darabont's black and white version of this on the second disc. That's cool.
That's cool. I'd like to see this movie in black and white.
Yeah.
It would be really cool. I'd watch it again for that.
Despite the setting in Maine, the film was shot entirely in Louisiana and Texas. To Frank Darabont's delight, Stephen King could not distinguish it from Maine when watching the film.
I think, isn't he from Maine?
Yeah, Stephen King is.
Okay.
All of his novels are based out of Maine. So
that's what I kind of figured.
In the opening shot of the film, David, Thomas Jane, is painting in his room. The picture he's drawing is a design from Stephen King's The Dark Tower series of the gunslinger Roland, a Clint Eastwood-like character living in a Middle-Earth-like world. Another design in the room is that of the poster for John Carpenter's The Thing, like you mentioned. Carpenter also wrote and directed The Fog in 1980, which shares obvious themes with The Mist, as well as Christine in 1983, and an adaptation of Stephen King's novel. So that's
I saw those
awesome
references in the beginning, and King worked with Carpenter a lot too.
Oh,
he worked with Romero too. Like they all had like this inner circle in the 80s, anyways. So.
The Dark Tower poster being worked on by David was actually painted by Drew Struzan, an artist famous for his movie posters of Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Harry Potter, The Thing, Blade Runner, etc. All of the posters in the studio at the beginning of the film were painted by Struzan, as was the film poster for this movie.
That's really cool.
That's sick. That's awesome. Let's see. Thomas Jane was the first actor to whom Frank Darabont sent the script to.
That's cool.
Director Frank Darabont wanted to cast Stephen King in a supporting role, but King turned his offer down. The role eventually went to Brian Libby. And then one more fun fact for you guys, okay? In the supermarket, Irene Repler, Frances Sternhagen, is reading the newspaper, the Castle Rock Times, which Castle Rock is Stephen King novel. Yeah.
I was about to say lots of Stephen King Easter eggs in this movie.
It's funny. He's so meta.
Yeah.
All right. That's it for all the fun facts for The Mist. Thank you so much for watching this episode. Please hit that like and subscribe button down below. It really helps us out. Or go over to patreon.com/thecalvincam, or follow us on our social media platforms, Instagram and TikTok. Go over there, follow us. It really helps us out a lot. So we love chatting with you, and please let us know how we're doing with the comments. So thank you so much, and we'll catch you on tomorrow's episode.
See you guys then.